All right, here I am at the Shook Road Railroad crossing in Romulus, Michigan. Now this right here is a rather neat crossing owned by the Norfolk Southern Detroit District, and this crossing right here also lies right next to the Diamond where the Norfolk Southern Detroit District and CSX Saginaw sub cross. And it's quite the popular and, well, I would say underrated rail fanning spot, but it's still a pretty good spot. And I decided to spend a day here, and since I haven't toured the crossings here in downtown Romulus yet, I might as well. So this has some pretty classic equipment here. Like, this is like a 90s Norfolk Southern install typically, but I guess with all that said, I'll explain as I go on. So with that said, let's get to it. So for the first signal, this has a Cerami base, and here's the emergency information, and the dot tag and the dot number is 477306Y. And this seems to be like an older mast, but it's been repainted, as you can see. And for the gate mechanism, this has a SafeTran gate mechanism, 90s generation. And this is featuring some, looks like to be unlabeled gate lights. I believe these are NEG. Yep, NEG LED gate lights and a wind guard, as you can see. Yep. And for the lights, this has two pairs of SafeTran 12x20-inch incandescent lights, all sitting on a SafeTran light bracket. Actually, as I think about it, I think these NEG gate lights might be incandescent, but I'm not sure. Like, maybe one signal has incandescent while the other has LED. I believe those ones are incandescent, but I'll get to that in a minute. So yeah, and for the bell on this one, this has a General Signals Type 2 electronic bell set on low volume. So it's pretty quiet, but I guess they set it that way on purpose, So yeah, I guess with all that said, let's go out across the street and move on to the next signal, see what they have here. So for the next one, which is somewhat similar to the first, this has another Cerami base. And here's the emergency information once again. And you can see there's remnants of an old dot tag right there. But yeah, and for the gate mechanism, this has another SafeTran gate mechanism, 90s generation, featuring some older gen NEG incandescent gate lights, no wind guard on this one. As you can see, they really stick out from the gate. Kind of funny. And for the lights, this has two pairs of Hawker and SafeTran 12x24-inch incandescent lights, as you can see, all sitting on a SafeTran light bracket. Quite neat to see these still around, especially the fact that they're incandescent. And for a bell on this one, this has a Siemens low-tone electronic bell. Dang, you had a stroke trying to say that. So yeah, Siemens low-tone e-bell, set at low volume, and I believe this replaced another Type 2 in the past, or maybe a Type 1, because a bunch of these crossings of the Detroit District, like a handful of them still have Type 1s. So yeah, that right there is the Shook Road crossing, and here's some old Norfolk Southern emergency information right here. So yeah, pretty standard crossing. Got this in action a few times already. So here's the relay case. You know, pretty simple, and you can see where the road winds. So I guess all that said, let's go ahead and take a look at the track view. So down there is heading east, right towards the Diamond, as you can see, protected by these two, I believe these are SafeTran incandescent color light signals. But yeah, you can see the gantry right there facing west. And this is heading towards, I don't know where this heads towards to. Well, as you can see, it's a long straightaway, so it doesn't really head towards another crossing until like another mile. But you can see airplanes around, so this heads towards near the Detroit Metro Airport. But yeah, and down there, excuse me, it's heading west towards a couple more crossings, such as Osga Road and Hannon Road. You see how it crests over the hill and whatnot. And this eventually heads towards Belleville Township and Sumter Township, where, you know, I recently chased the NS safety train, if you guys haven't noticed already. So yeah, and as you can see, that makes an air hissing sound like every 5 minutes. Kind of weird. But yeah, I guess with all that said, this was the Shook Road Railroad crossing in Romulus, Michigan. But yeah, standard setup, but still pretty classic. But yeah, I guess with all that said, over and out.